Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear living human beings, I've come again today, and we're going to look at life as a religion, because in Islam, in the most holy, beautiful religion, Islam, Allah says, life is a religion. Life is a religion. And that most holy, beautiful religion is Islam. But as usual, the focus is on human beings, because human beings must come to understand the importance of Islam in their lives, for them, for being living creations. Human beings, you are all living Muslims on this planet. You are all living Muslims as living human beings on this planet. Whether you are from China, whether from Australia, Angola, Nigeria, Russia, any part of this planet that you find yourself in, you are a Muslim. Because I want you human beings to know the true religion of each and every one of you. For years, for many years, men were misled, divided by that whatever man-made theologies and what have you, that made men to look at each and every fellow other man as an enemy, which is very, very wrong. Which is very, very wrong. Because as living creations, first of all, I'll take you back in the womb of your mother. In the womb of every mother, that if you are a living human being today, I will say, let's start the journey from the day you as men and women began the journey that brought you onto this planet, that you are able to look here, either you look yourself in the mirror and say, is that me? Yes, it is you, but what it is that you should know, which religion made you, or what is the religion? And because you people, what you don't understand in modern times today, there's a belief and there's a religion. Those two things are very, very different. A belief is different from a religion. The terminology of the whatever a religion is life. Is something that has a absolute divine decrees that gives it as a foundation for being a religion. A religion is life that has a foundation of absolute divine holy decrees that are only decreed by the most holy glorified Almighty Allah as absolute holy decrees, divine holy decrees. But a belief, you can go in the parliament, you saw men and say, our belief in our parliament is that every member of parliament can speak after every 30 minutes. That's a belief. That's something that you can put up on the table. And it has no any other foundation apart from a few men or the parliament clerk or whatever that manages the parliament. So with the religion, it connects it from an atom. Atom is something that many of you who are scholars, who are learned or whatever, maybe basically you've come across when Allah opens a little bit of window of what an atom looks like. to you as human beings, an atom has one color. I think two colors. Either it appears human beings as a black or white in two colors. But an atom, the face of an atom, a single atom, is embroidered with 8,000 trillion rhythms of colors. Each color is different from the other, and each color is a living what? Rhythm of life. That's an atom. Just a single face of an atom. So, and that is possible because of Islam. That is possible, an atom to have 8,000 trillion rhythms of colors, different exuberant colors of life, of rhythms of life, on one single face of an atom. That's because of the most holy, beautiful religion, Islam, the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam, the most holy, beautiful religion of the most holy, glorified, Almighty Allah, who created every atom, because it's Allah who gave an atom so much beauty that when you look at it in its glory, mankind, you will be able to realize how beautiful Islam is. How beautiful Islam is. But when you use your mind, you cause binoculars, Allah says, you men, you are dirty. So I will only give you two colors to understand a little bit of what an atom looks like. Yet, in a single breath of your air, there are more than, I would say, let's say, 500 billion atoms that enters your lungs. In a single breath that you take it. Let's say 500 billion atoms to fill your lungs. So with that, I'll tell you from today, human beings, you are all living Muslims on this planet. And whatever that sustains your existence on this planet, its religion is Islam. With that, do not ever go out of your head and say or think and whatever that you are either witches or you are whatever, because those are what we call diseases that occur in your brain, your whatever that we created the brain of a human being. Once you think you sit and somewhere on whatever and you think, I think I'm a witch. I think I'm a descendant. That is derogatory diseases that are occurring in your bodies. Because Islam is a very, very, very clean religion. Very, very clean religion. If you put any stain on the beauty of the religion of Islam, it will occur in your body, either as diseases that have no way how to cure those diseases. And once a disease occur in your bodies, what it is that a disease, what we call a disease, because we've seen spiritual disease is something that has what we call a disease is something there. It has what we call it's like a thread, a thread. A thread. You make when you have a thread, you can have a 7-meter thread or 10-meter thread, something like that. But again, if you look at the thread, how a thread it became to be a thread, is something that it started, there's a seed somewhere and someone harvested it and made what you call a thread. So with disease in your hearts as men, and so we are Christians. One of the things I wanted to point about Christianity to remove you from the infecting your health, yourselves with diseases of Christianity. is because when you are in the womb of a woman, when in your mother's womb, there's something very special that happens. Because we saw an atom has 8 trillion rhythms of colors of life. And that, if you look at an atom, basically the shape structure of an atom, how it appears to in a binocular by human beings, it looks like an oval thing, isn't it? Its shape is oval. So with that, the oval shaped character is the original signature of the Holy Quran. The oval shaped character is the original shape structure of the signature of the structure of the Holy Quran. If it was to appear in a character like letters, a character signature character. So with that, if you are to look at your eye, your own eye, within in the socket of your eye, you see that it has a pupil, something which is original in an oval, whatever. Things like that. Those are signatures which tells you mankind do not go out of your way to desecrate the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam by adding in things like Christianity. If you are to look at Christian, the illustration and the interpretation of the religion of Christianity, it's something. First, its symbol is a cross. If you are to examine how a cross appears when a man is kind of crucified on it, a man they call Jesus, or Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. His arms straight to pinned on the other, whatever, and the other one on the other side. His lungs, if you are to, whatever, he's gasping for air. Gasping for air. While his arms are pinned on the whatever. His legs are pinned with the whatever. So with that tells you what Christianity is. If you have a sense of understanding, you will know that this is something that does not contain life. It's something that drains life out of human beings. But Allah says, He is the beauty of a single atom that has 8 trillion rhythms of different exuberant colors of life, living rhythms of life. Each color is different from the other, and each color is a living thing, of which part of it, Allah says, my creations. Today you can have this amount of whatever in your lungs so that you feel the love of the beauty of the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam. When you turn around and say, no, I don't like that religion. Yeah? Even your own, I have just given you what is in the people. You can look in the mirror. The original signature, which was signed by Allah to human beings, that you can observe the signature which Allah said, this is the signature which tells you, this is the signature which tells you what a human being looks like. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you? So, my people, human beings, I'll tell you that you've got to distance yourself from these conjectured beliefs that have no any way to guide human beings to the right path. Because everything that Allah created, He made a signature of it. For instance, we have grass in our compounds, trees that produce fruits and what have you. Each of those things, with it, Allah signed His most holy, beautiful name, either in the alphabetical characters of the European whatever, or in the Arabic. Because spiritually, the Quran is written on the horizons as clouds. But because that interpretation of the Quran as clouds on the horizons, there was not put in the capacity of human beings to understand that. Because they're human. When you are walking on this planet as a human being, if I was telling you that if I stood about 3 miles from here, from planet Earth, I wouldn't even be able to recognize you as a human being. I wouldn't be able to recognize that as a human being walking on planet Earth. Yet I'm a cloud 3 miles from whatever. Can't you see that you as living human being, you are very tiny creation? So with that, in that capacity to be very complicated for a human being to go in and say, there is a letter of the Quran on the horizon. It will be very, very complicated. And the magnitude and the size of a cloud of a single letter of the Holy Quran, a single letter of the Holy Quran in its spiritual form can cover a radius of up 100 miles. If Allah wanted to say Allahu Akbar, if Allah himself said, I want to say Allahu Akbar, and he says Allahu Akbar for a single letter of the Holy Quran, so that letter would cover 100 miles in radius. So with that, human beings, I want you to understand what is Islam in your lives as you live in human beings. If you do not understand from what I'm telling you today, then I don't know which other way I can explain to you what Islam means to every one of you as living human beings. All I can say before I close is that whoever thinks otherwise of the Islam, you think your religion is a Christian or you're weak, then that is the thread in Islam. We say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. I seek refuge in Allah. With that, A'udh in Islam, we say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. In a certain language, there are people, they call the thread, you know, the thread which you use when you're sewing clothes. In a certain language, you cannot say which car, whatever they use that. A thread is something that you use to make clothes. In Islam, we say, A'udhu billahi min shaitanir rajim. When you conjecture, when you have a notion of something that you've conjectured within your mind, that thread is a disease, a disease that can devour every part of your life, and you'll be destroyed completely until you have no way to recover, unless you distance yourself from such a foolishness. Because Islam is very clearly explained in every language of living creations. In every language of living creations. Apart from that which you mankind have manufactured, because you as men, when you manufacture something, you add things that are not you conjecture, what you call conjecture, you add things that are not within that whatever. But as living creations, Allah has explained everything in great detail. So with that, I'll sign off saying that, my people, do not destroy yourselves as living human beings by following your conjectured ways, which even tells you to manufacture weapons of mass destruction, for instance. None of you think if you were to have breakfast, you go, oh, America has the world collection of a lot of warheads. Let's go and cut a piece of it, and we have it for breakfast. Huh? My people, do first of all, before I go, distance yourself from weapons, because if you are to study, if you had a man who is intelligent and you ask him, what is the relationship between a weapon and human beings? He will tell you that these are very, very things that no man should get near such whatever into manufacturing weapons. On top of that, you have vehicles here and there, everyone. You have vehicles, whatever. Haven't you come across a human being using a vehicle on the road to ram into pedestrians? a human being ramming into pedestrians, but he's using a vehicle as a weapon. What if he comes across an automatic assault rifle? What if that person comes across an automatic assault rifle? What will happen? So with that, I say, my people, life is a religion. And that most of all the beautiful religion is Islam. If we are to view it from the eye of a goat, or a cow, or a horse, the most beautiful thing about life is that Allah Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah. If you are to view life from the eye of a goat, a sheep, a cow, because all they know on this planet is Allah Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah. Allah Akbar. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.